Let's start today's question, that is longest palindrome substring. So what it is said in the question is, given a string S, return the longest palindromic substring in S. So okay, the string is given and we need to find the longest palindromic substring. So let me tell you one thing, that what actually palindrome is. So palindrome is basically a word which we traverse from start and end. Then if we traverse a word from starting and ending, then the letters that will be equal till we come to the middle. Let's say that we have B, C, D, C, B, A. Okay, so this is our string. So you are at first and I am at last, and we are seeing the same letter. Then we will come. You will come here. I will come here. Then again the same letter. Then here, and this will come here. So again the same letter, and if then both will come here. So here also it is same. So this is a palindrome. So we understood that what actually is palindrome. So we need to find the longest palindrome substring in this S. So let's see this B A. So B A B A D. So this is our example number 1. So you need to check the longest palindrome. So let's start from here. It's very brute force that comes to my mind. But we'll start from here and we'll check that is it a palindrome? No. Then we will increment our check this window. Is it a palindrome? No, it is not. Then again we will increment. Okay. The starting is fixed and the let's say it's a this is a left margin and this is the right margin. So left margin is fixed and we are just extending the right margin. So this is the palindrome, and now as earlier okay, sorry, when we first encountered B, so it is a palindrome. A word itself is a letter itself is a palindrome, because both the iterators left and right will be at the same point and they will be pointing to the same one, so it is a palindrome. So for like when we started here, so the length was equal to 1, right? Then we incremented our right pointer and saw that okay, this is not a palindrome, so we need to just continue. Now for this palindrome, our length will be equal to 3 and our answer will be BAB. We will store that in our answer. Let's say we make a variable and we will store in that. Then BABA, is it a palindrome? No. And BABAD, is it a palindrome? No. So what you saw, that I am fixing this and this is a variable and I'm checking for this. So for every palindrome that starts with B, with the 0th index, that we have checked. But now we have to check for every other one as well. So let's complete. So now we will check for A. So is it a palindrome? Yes, it is. And it is actually less than 3, so we need not to update it. Then again AB. So it is not a palindrome. So let's continue. And ABA, it is a palindrome and it is of length 3. That is only equal to 3, so we need not to update. And then ABAD. And likewise we will do further and check which is the longest palindrome. So before continuing, we should see what is the constraint. Constraint is about 1000. And what is the time complexity of this? So see, for calculating palindrome, we need big of n. Like our complexity will be big of n, right? We will be having big of n. And because we need to iterate half of the array, even if we are using 2 pointers also, we have to iterate the half array, so it will be big of n. And we are checking for, like, if we started with A, then AB, then ABA, and then ABAD. This also has n time complexity, so let's multiply it with n. And as we are iterating, for firstly the start pointing point was 1, then it will be 2. Second position will be the starting point, then 3 will be the starting point. So likely it will iterate for n more times. So the time complexity is actually n into n into n, that is actually n cube. And if we check for this, so 10 to the power 3 into the power 3 will be 10 to the power 9, and it will surely give you a. So what you need to do? let's think of another approach. So okay, what we can say that this are, again let's write our test case 1 B A B A D, and actually considering each and every index, like each and every letter as a midpoint, and then expanding it. What palindrome is, like the middle one is some element and the right and left are same, not we can say right and left, but the both the neighbors are same. Then if this one and this one is same, this one and this one is same, so this is what we are seeing in palindrome, right? So what like what we can do is we can check that if we consider B as our middle point of our palindrome, then what will be the maximum length. Then I'll consider A as my middle of pointer, middle of palindrome, and we'll check what is the maximum length. So this can be done, and have, let's see if it is better than the previous approach or not. So for seeing the if it is palindrome or not, we have a time complexity of n, and we are checking for each and every letter. For B, we'll check that if B is the center, then it will be a palindrome or not. If A is the center, it will be a palindrome or not. And if likewise, is it a palindrome or not? So the time complexity will be equal to n into n, that will be equal to the n square, right? So it is a bit optimized one. For this constraint, it will be 10 to the power 6 and it will easily pass on. So let's start coding. Okay. So firstly, what we need to, as we need to see the maximum length, so we are using max length is equals to, let's initialize it with 0, and we need to return string. So let's say the string, that will be our answer, and this string, let's initialize it with 0, not 0, with an empty string. Fine. And let's iterate for every for every uh, for every letter in this string. So for int I is equals to 0, I less than n, wait, let's define n as well. So int n is equals to s dot size. Fine. So we are iterating to the whole string, and we are considering this one is my middle. So we have one left and right. So let's say we have int left comma right. Fine. And basically our left will be equal to I, because we are considering this one as our middle point. So left and right are I. Now we have to check that if we are expanding it, like left will go into the left side and right will go to the right side. So is it like what will be the possible, what we can say, longest palindrome? So we will check while, let's make a while loop, and firstly see that if left and right are actually into the bound. So left should be greater equal to 0 and right should be less than n. And one more thing that that actually is compulsory for seeing the palindrome is left, the string at left the letter at left position is equal to letter at right position, right? So if it is the case, we need to check one more thing, that if our maximum length is less than, if it is greater than, we will simply continue, we need not to do anything. But if it is less than, our new answer, what new answer is actually right minus left plus 1. This is our, if it is less than that, so we will firstly update our answers. So our answer will be equal to answer dot substring of, will start from left, and the length will be equal to right minus left, right minus left plus 1. This will be our length, and obviously we have to update our length as well with this, right? So we have to say that max length is equals to left minus right plus 1. And we will, if this is not happening, or it is happening in the both condition, we will reposition our left and we will reposition our right. This is done. So this was working fine on this example, but if you will see carefully, then it is not applicable for this example, because in this example, let's see that it is BB. So if the palindrome size is actually even, so this will not work. So for that, we can do one thing, that we will position our left and right in such a way, like if it is even, then it is fine. If it is odd, then it is fine. So it is for odd. But if it is even, what we need to do, that our left should be equal to I, that is actually, and right should be equal to I plus 1. And then again we'll do the same thing and it should work fine. So why to write this thing whole 2 times? Let's make a function out of it. This function will return nothing, that will do our work. And we have to see n. So int n is equals to s dot size and what are things we need to pass in our parameters, that is int left, int right, and obviously our string, not forgetting that string s. And as we are updating these things, so we just not want it as a value but as a reference, so we will write it as a string and s. Likewise we will say int and what is the name, max length, right? Max length, I'm sorry for that. Max length. So this will be our this thing, and here we need to call it function I comma I. We can say left and right, but we will remove this. So this s and our string. This is the answer. I'm so sorry for that. Okay, and this answer, and now the max length. This is our function, and this is for the odd one, and for the even one we will do with +1, because our right should be +1. So it's done, and our answer should update, so we have to return answer. Now let's run the code, hope so it will work fine. Sorry, it's left and right. Okay, left and right. Sorry, it's not updating it, but why? Let's look around. Modified length is less than this, length should be updated. Yes. And left should decrement, right should increment. I think this function is fine, works fine. And I do this as well. This also should be removed. So we are iterating, and firstly we call function for odd one, that will start from I, and next one for I plus 1. Is it the problem that our max length is not getting updated, but we have sent the address only? That should not be the problem. Let's see what is the issue. Okay, so let's check again. Okay, this is a blunder I did here, that we need not to substring our answer but have to substring our s. So now let's check if it is working fine or not. Yeah, it is working fine. Now let's admit it. Okay, this works well. So thank you.